Gone from My Sight by Luther F Beecher, 1813 to 1903. This poem is also often attributed to Henry Van Dyke, but it seems that this is incorrect. I am standing upon the seashore. A ship at my side spreads her white sails to the moving breeze and starts for the blue ocean. She is an object of beauty and strength. I stand and watch her until at last she hangs like a speck of white cloud just where the sea and sky come to mingle with each other. Then someone at my side says, "There, she's gone." Gone where? Gone from my sight, that is all. She is just as large in mast, hull and spar as she was when she left my side. And she is just as able to bear her load of living freight to her destined port. Her diminished size is in me, not in her. And just at that moment when someone says, "There, she's gone," there are other eyes watching her coming, and other voices ready to take up the glad shout, "Here she comes!" And that is dying. Okay, let's see. This poem is by Luther F Beecher, the Reverend F Luther Beecher. He was an American from Connecticut. He was a Baptist minister, a Baptist priest, and he went to Yale University. This poem is often incorrectly attributed to Henry Van Dyke because it's done so in a book that is very often handed out at hospices. Let's see. Gone from My Sight. This poem is also known as the parable of immortality and what is dying as well. And let's see. These I think are all very good. This poem, it talks about death. It talks about the process of dying, and it creates a metaphor of a ship that there was a ship that was in port beside us, and we see it, and this ship is big and enormous, and then this ship sets sail, and eventually this ship disappears on the horizon, and this ship is going somewhere else, and eventually it reaches another port and it arrives, and even though we see this ship as getting smaller as it disappears, it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. And all of this is a parable about death, about the afterlife. And it's saying that somebody is travelling away from us. They are travelling to heaven or to the afterlife. And the fact that this ship, this person, this soul, this being, seems to get further and further and further from us. It doesn't make them any smaller. It doesn't change who they are or who they were. And they just exist somewhere else. They exist in heaven. And we see them go, but those in heaven say, "Oh, look, this person's just arrived." And this is all put in this extended metaphor of a ship, and I think it's a very nice and very clever poem. Yeah, it's saying that effectively people when they die, they just move on, they travel on to a different type of existence. It's one way of looking at it. So I'm standing upon the seashore. A ship at my side spreads her white sails to the moving breeze and starts for the blue ocean. So I'm standing and I see this ship, and this ship is starting to move away from me. And this is the process of dying. And I see this person in their full stature, and they slowly start to move away from the world that I live in. She is the ship. She is an object of beauty and strength. So the ship is beautiful, it's strong, it's big. I stand and watch her until at length she hangs like a speck of white cloud just where the sea and the sky come to mingle with each other. So I stand and I watch this ship go out to sea, and eventually this ship is like a speck, a tiny dot of white cloud just on the horizon, where the sea and the sky meet, they mingle, they join, and there's this tiny speck which is the ship. And that is the metaphor for the point of death. So I watch this person dying until they reach the horizon, and now this person's going to disappear, and this is talking about them dying. Then someone at my side says, "There, she is gone." So the ship has disappeared. The person has died. Gone where? I ask. Where's this person gone? Gone from my sight, that is all. It just means I can't see this person anymore. It doesn't mean they've gone. It doesn't mean they've disappeared. She is just as large in mast, hull and spar as she was when she left my side. So the fact that I can't see this ship anymore, I can't be with this person anymore, it means they're just as important, they're just as big, they're just as great, they're just as wonderful and beautiful as they ever were. And she is just as able to bear her load of living freight to her destined port. And the ship is just as capable of doing all the things that the ship does. But it's gone somewhere else. And this is saying that after someone dies, they are just as capable of doing all the things that they used to do to carry out their mission in life, but not here, not with me, not in this life, in another life. Her diminished size is in me, not in her. So the fact that I see this at a distance, or the fact that they've disappeared, the fact that the ship has got smaller and smaller and smaller and died, it's not that they have died, it's that it is my perception of it, but it's not the reality, because it's just as big as it always was. And just at the moment when someone says, "There, she is gone," there are other eyes watching her, coming, and other voices ready to take up the glad shout, "Here she comes!" So as the ship goes towards its next port, there are other people watching the ship, and the ship is getting bigger and bigger, and this is the voices in heaven, and they're happy to say, "Here comes the ship has arrived," and this person is arriving in the afterlife. And that is dying. So a transition from one stage to another. So this is a view of death and how you might look at it. So enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.